Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shame on News. We were getting ready to talk about the stuff that happened on United Airlines, and we're going to still talk about that. I understand that there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on right now as well. There's so much stuff going on that I came upstairs to my kid's bedroom where I was going to do this video. So if you're wondering why it looks bizarre in here, this is why. So I'm here with Dave Rose. And Dave, what it looks like to me on this airline deal, man. So here's the deal. First, I heard that this man was just dragged off the plane because they overbooked. They had to pick somebody to get off the plane. They asked somebody to volunteer and get off, or I think it was just one person, or it was a couple of people.
No, it was several people. I think it was up to 8 individuals that they had asked, but there was multiple individuals that were essentially they overbooked. They needed staff to get to the next airport so that they could staff a flight. And they'd asked individuals, yeah, that's incompetence, first point right here. Then they essentially tried to get individuals to volunteer, again, to volunteer. And if you understand the definition of that, it means that it's not by force, but to volunteer to take the next flight, and they were willing to give them up to $800. Now, personally,
that's pretty crazy.
I might have taken that $800. I mean, that's not too, especially being in Canada, it would have been great for me, exchange rate wise. But I mean, the thing is, though, it's the volunteer issue that's the big thing. And this one individual, this doctor, refused to get out of his seat when he was ordered to get out because he had paid to go see. He needed to go to his location. And again, the asshole is rightfully so outraged. And I find it's absolutely disgusting that United had taken this sort of step to deal with their own incompetence.
Yeah, I mean, they're dumb. And by the way, we understand there's a school shooting thing. We're waiting on some info from that as well. There's all kinds of fucked up stuff today. Awful news today. They're incompetent and they're stupid, so it's their fault. So they drag this guy and they smash his head into the side of an armrest or something, and he's bleeding everywhere, and people are freaking out. And it's just all because you needed to stick your staff on a flight that was already booked. And let's not say, like we say overbooked, like, oh, they kind of overbooked it. No, they randomly decided that they screwed something up and wanted to put 4 of their employees on the plane. So, and I believe they only kicked 4 people off, because there was a couple that was kicked off, and then there was some other guy.
Well, there was 2 individuals that volunteered.
Okay. Did they get 1,600 or 800 each, or what happened? I wonder.
I'm not exactly sure on those results, but just to show the hubris and arrogance of United, the CEO, Gordon Bethune, came out a couple of hours ago and said that the passenger was immature. And that just goes to show that... Yeah. Hold on. This stupid video starts...
Oh, yeah. Who's is this the president of United Airlines that said this, by the way?
He's the CEO of United Airlines. Came out soon
CEO.
after and basically said this.
Hey, CEO, how about you're a fucking idiot and your company sucks and somebody fucked up and you're a fucking idiot, you stupid cunt. How about that, fucking United Airlines? How about you suck?
More importantly, it should really be a good, clear signal to people who are using air flight to get to where they need, that United is not interested in you as a individual, but more so as a commodity. And they don't care what they put you through. They're just going to do whatever they feel is best for themselves, which is another reason why when situations like this occur, if someone calls for a boycott, it's not capricious, it's not infantile, it is a proper, appropriate response in capitalist nation and economy to vote with your wallet and say, United, you're going to act that way? No problem. I'm going to spend my money elsewhere, and I'm going to tell everyone I know, and I'm going to try to get them to tell everyone they know. And then when the stock prices start going down, idiots like this guy who tried to let a passenger who was a doctor get removed and and replaced with somebody who says, you know what, I'm going to bend over backwards so that there's proper customer service and that we don't act like this previous idiot made us look out to be. That's how you run a business.
Yeah, exactly. This guy comes out basically saying, we're awesome, you stupid peasants. You're all a bunch of idiots. You're
sort of like victim blaming to a certain extent.
United Airlines is fucking incompetent. Your incompetence created this, you moron. The correct statement is, obviously this escalated to a place it shouldn't have gone to. We were forced to do something we shouldn't have been forced to do, and we were forced to do it because of to begin with our own incompetence as far as staffing goes on a flight.
Well, here's what happens as well, because they're incompetent not only in the way that they dealt with it, but the way that they book things. So unfortunately, you have to find a solution that best fits your customers, no matter how much it costs you. So if they won't take the $800, it's like, okay, $3,000. We need these seats for these staff because they need to get to a place. Now let's deal. Who's willing to take $3,000 to be inconvenienced and have to wait a few hours or whatnot? You're already in the airport. You'll be able to just wait until the next flight. We'll give you first class if we can, whatever. You up the game until you get those people peacefully to volunteer to give up their seats. But a company, not only because of their own incompetence multiple times, unable to accommodate their own customers, but they treat them in such a disrespectful nature, I kind of think that this is criminal. Like, I mean, there was no need to escalate to that level, and I would think that the doctor does have proper legal recourse to go after this company. But what's so aggravating is that the company, above everything else, is still saying, not only we didn't do any wrong, but you peasants, we're giving you this privilege to be able to fly with us. And if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be able to fly. Yeah. That's why they need to be boycotted, and they need to feel it in their wallet.
It's very important that everyone understand how United Airlines is being right now. You really should fucking boycott this shithole of an airline. And this president or CEO or whoever, man, I would like to kick him right in the fucking balls. You are a fucking idiot, dude. And I hope you get sued. I hope to God they get sued to shit, because they should be sued. In fact, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if passengers on the plane who didn't even get assaulted sued them, just for like the traumatic, like flying on the plane scared that something was going to happen. Like I could totally, I mean, those people are crybabies, but I could totally see people doing that in this SJW crybaby time. I saw a man get brutally assaulted, then we flew 3 hours and I was shaking the whole flight because of the disturbance. Like I could totally see people suing. I hope everybody sues. Fuck it. Fuck United Airlines in the ass, you assholes. It's enraging. All right. Now I wanted to go on this big rant about United Airlines and planes, but I find it hard to do now because now it's overshadowed with all this terror that's going on in California, apparently. I don't know if we want to talk about that yet, but...
Yeah, we can move right on to the thing that is currently ongoing as we speak, and essentially individuals injured in some sort of shooting. Right now, what is occurring? One thing that we seem to be hearing right now is that the shooter sort of assess what is going on. But again, there's some words that are saying 4 victims.
It looks like 4 minutes ago, the police chief tweeted out that they're continuing to secure the area. However, we do believe the threat is down. There are 2 wounded possible students taken to a local hospital. I hope that's not true. It says 2 adults are deceased in a classroom, believed to be a murder-suicide. We believe the suspect is down. There's no further threat. Now, so was this something, we don't know yet if it's like, this guy got fired or something and shot at a teacher. The teachers were like lovers or something, and then the teacher cheated on him with a goat. We don't know exactly what the reason for that is. I do know that yesterday too, I believe it was Florida, there was somebody who came into a gym with a weapon and killed 2 people because he was fired. So he was fired from the gym. And then he came back to the gym and killed the managers. So that was yesterday. I think yesterday, the day before yesterday. And now this is going on. Again, we don't know what's exactly happening. We don't. I mean, other than a couple people are dead and maybe a couple students could be injured.
It is a sad situation, obviously. But until we can figure out what's going on, I think we do have to hold back any sort of judgment. I mean, again, what initially started as sort of like workplace violence, according to Obama, in San Bernardino a few years back, ended up being an Islamic attack. So rather than start to judgments as to what could be happening, I think it's just best to just keep monitoring what's coming in and look for any indiscrepancies with any potential narratives that are being put out. But the best thing is just wait. We got to wait right now before we figure out what's going on.
Well, speaking of attacks like that, then there's the Egypt thing, which was yesterday. We talked about that a little bit, which was awful. Like,
Very sad.
That was horrible to watch, and I can barely find it on CNN, but it is on there if you search.
There are channels and news outlets that are reporting this, but unfortunately it just seems to be something that mainstream American or North American news isn't really covering as much as they should. But there was a bombing attack during Palm Sunday, a very holy day for Christians, especially in Coptic Egypt, where they are a minority, although at one point they were a majority, and they have thousands, well, close to about 2,000 years or so of history there. And essentially the terrorists, the Islamic terrorists, chose this opportunity, this day and time, because it was, again, considered one of their holy days, and one of the main instructions of Muhammad is to instill terror in the unbelievers. So this was, again, something that was done, and more importantly, because the Coptic church is different from all the other churches, they have their own pope, and he was there at that location when that bombing went down. So it is a clear demonstration towards the Coptic Christians that are living in Egypt that the Muslim extremists do not want them there. So it's very unfortunate, and I've seen some of the videos, and you posted some of these videos, and they're really hard to see, and they're for a strong stomach, because there's some very vicious
up on the stream. I guess people were saying there was an issue with the stream, and I am streaming on my laptop, which is a terrible piece of crap upstairs. So
I'm looking right now. It does look like there might be some jitter issues, but it's still streaming, so I'm not sure it is.
That's good, as long as it's still streaming. The stream feels like a dial-up, someone said.
That's terrible.
Let's see what it looks like. Hold on a second. Hey, Jim, just Skype. Should I call him?
That's up to you.
Well, let's call Jim Cornette randomly just right now.
You're Donnie Shame, aren't you?
Yeah. I'll be like, I'll be like, who's Danny Shame? I'm trying to look at the police department's update, but yeah, it's horrible. This is a bad day. I mean, it's like all hell's breaking loose right now. We got churches being blown up, shooting in California, some dude being dragged hitting his head on a flight doesn't seem so bad after, like, that was the main story that I wanted to go on. And it just sort of, like, had the wind kind of taken out of it, I think, because it's like, well, there's a shooting at an elementary school, so, like, which one's really the important thing? This is them dragging the guy off the plane.
No! My God! My God! What are you doing? No, this is wrong! Oh my God! Look at what you did to him! Oh.
Then the guy was like running around.
It was
like,
extremely excessive force, that's for sure.
It really was. Let me see here. Am I?
RoboCop.
My bad. Here's them dragging the dude, trying to drag him off the plane. And here's where they shove him, and then he goes flying out and hits his head. And the videos are, it's like the number one thing on Reddit right now, I think, is the flight. This man being dragged off the United Airlines flight. Again, United Airlines are a bunch of fucking idiots. I might have just lost Dave.
I'm still here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my Skype was acting weird. It's got to be this. This computer was not made for streaming, so this computer is just all fucked up. The elementary school thing, yeah, it looks like it's a murder-suicide. I know there's 2 dead people. I don't really know what else is going on.
That's some of the words that are coming out.
Hopefully the kids are okay. I mean, obviously, what a fucking asshole killing somebody and then killing yourself. But again, like, you assume that there's some sort of relationship here with these people, but who knows? But for
This
the
has
kids to be
happened,
there.
obviously, in other places. Again, murder-suicides because of a jilted lover and stuff. And again, we got to wait until we get all this information before we can, again, figure out what's going on. But obviously, it's a severe situation if it's warranted all these police there.
Well, Jake DeMarco with breaking news says the doctor just checked his balls. So that's good. I know that we're on Shame on News, but yeah, a lot of people asked about Bailey. I guess Bailey like freaked out over the YouTube issues and deleted his whole channel, so I'm pretty sure that's what happened. People are asking where he was. That's probably where he is. Let me check out the chief who's in charge of this again. Yeah, his last tweet was 12 minutes ago talking about trying to still secure the area even though they don't believe there's a threat any longer. So unfortunately that's it right now. We don't know anything else. I don't think there's anything else really we can add to all this. We put it out there. We let you know what's up. And it's terrible. The bombing in the church in Egypt, the San Bernardino shooting is crazy. I'll probably make more videos later on about this. Me and Dave might come back and do something once we have more clear ideas of this. We just sort of wanted to put it out there because it's going on, if you didn't know about it. But we'll probably, do a video on it later when we have all the info. We can continue to talk about it and see what actually happened. We'll probably put a video out too on some other stuff that's going on later, and there's some other stuff that I'm working on as well. But until then, I'm going to go outside and pretend that this awful shit isn't happening. And it's like 90, it's like not 90, it's like 80 degrees out in Boston today, which is crazy. So I'm going to try to go get some of that sun. And I will be going, yes, to SmackDown. People on Shame on News don't know what's going on with that, but the people in the chat, I can tell, are fans of both shows. Thanks for listening, guys. Follow me on Twitter at Shame on News, and Dave is at Devious Dave Rose. Dave, anything else you want to say about any of this stuff happening? All right, let me see here. I was hoping that there would be one more update so I could tell everybody, but there isn't any updates. They're just like, the minute we went live, all the updates stopped.
You're really cutting up, eh?
Yeah, there's a lot of the streaming. This computer,
You're really cutting out.
This computer can't handle streaming, guys. We'll see you later.